Hi guys. Today's Sunday the 11th here. And today I want to go over a few things. I just saw a video on Petapixel about Hasselblad 907 100C having soul. Okay. Well, let's talk about this soul and practicality. Since I got today, I have a Fuji GFX 100 uh, Type 2 and the GFX 100S and the Hasselblad X2D. Now, I can tell you right away that each one is completely different than the other, but yet similar. Same, but different. These two, the Hasselblad and the two Fujis, are 100 megapixel. But it all depends on your personality and your profession on how you're going to use these fine tools. Okay, so let's go over the Fuji because I already went over the Hasselblad. Now, the Fuji X100 Type 2 is a working man's medium format camera, meaning that it's designed for the working professional. It has a whole setup of lenses, and what makes it uniquely different from, say, the Hasselblad as a professional camera is that it has tilt and shift lenses that one can purchase. And that's extremely important for us professional commercial photographers who do, say, architecture or food photography or any other form of products that you need a TNS and need to retain the quality and the retention of the data in each file. Now, the difference I notice between the two cameras, the GF 100S and the Type 2, is obviously the price, number one. Number two, the speed. The speed of the the Type 2 is amazing. It's it's pretty close to a modern day mirrorless camera, but it's nothing like the modern day full frame such as a Sony or a Nikon or a Canon as far as grabbing the subject with this AF. But having said that, it takes incredibly sharp pictures. And what's nice about the Fujifilm ones is that if you shoot professionally, I would choose this. Now, this is my personal opinion. Why? Because of its color. It's more neutral and it gives the client a lot more leeway in how they want the post production and how they want the look. Because each product that a client has for sale is going to look different. For example, if you do hair commercials, Procter and Gamble and such, or cosmetics, they want to see a different type of look. So you have a lot of leeway as far as your post is concerned. Now, the Hasselblad, on the other hand, has retains its own color science, which is pretty amazing. And for the artist or fine art photographers, this is one of the best. And this is according to my wife. She's a fine art photographer, and she swears by her Hasselblad system. For me, I'm a commercial guy, so I use Fujifilm 100 megapixel cameras. Now, comparing the two, such as this one, the first gen, and the second one, is the viewfinder is a hell of a lot brighter and way more accurate. And focusing is, oh, I'd say 3 to 4 times faster. And it has face detection, etc., like most modern mirrorless cameras. Now, as far as soul goes, well, that's debatable, right? It all depends on what you want. The one thing the Fuji has is, well, you can take it anywhere, rain or shine. It'll take on any job. But the Hasselblad, whether it's the X2D or if you can see back there, the 50C, which is a lot like the 503, it gives you that feeling of the 503 old vintage Hasselblads. So it all depends on what you're looking for. But for me, I need the Fuji for work and for landscape when I do landscape, and I need its weather resistance, and I need its line of lenses. All right. So I hope this helps uh, in your decision making, but you can't go wrong with any of these. My suggestion and my advice is if you don't have the money for the Fujifilm, which is almost priced similar to the X2D, that's a pretty easy call depending on what you want to do with your files, whether you're a professional or you're a fine art guy. As opposed to the first gen, that's a deal. I heard it's going for about $4,000, and that is a hell of a deal. It takes pictures that are, hey, just as good as the second gen, almost half the price. And this puppy pumps out some beautiful, beautiful images, although it takes a little bit longer, but that's okay. You can always put it in post and adjust the way you like it. And it's not meant to be a rocket ship. All right. Now, just to let you know that the Fujifilm new one, X100, GFX 100 Type 2, is that when you put it on continuous, your bit rate drops from 16 to 14 to 12. So be forewarned on that. So I keep it at single so I can retain the 16-bit, because the 16-bit is what you're buying, and you really need it if you're a commercial guy, because Procter and Gamble and people like that in the cosmetic and the in hair products, they want to see DNA and they want to see every single strand of hair. They don't like muddiness in the headshots. Okay, so take that into consideration. The other consideration is, yes, you can on the Hasselblad, either not the X2D but the 50 or the new 100C, that you can use the back to put on a 503. Yes, you can, but your aspect ratio is going to be completely different. It's not going to be a 6.6, it'll be a 4.3. And the lens of those times are not going to resolve as well as the current modern lenses that Hasselblad makes. So just to let you know. Now, if you may have questions, let me know. Put them in the comments below. And thanks for your support, and like and subscribe. And look, guys, I'm going to have a lot more, especially with vintage cameras, such as Nikon, Leica, and many others. So stay tuned. All right, bye.